Good morning, everyone, or at least it's morning where I'm at in Houston, Texas. This video is addressed to everyone, but specifically for an older man named Ed. This man chose to badmouth my professional experiences, a long-time Harley mechanic and automotive mechanic and machinist. He chose to badmouth me recently to another Harley enthusiast on the internet here. So I want to address him specifically and let him know, do not, if you have nothing to say good about a person, do not say it. But when someone badmouths my reputation, my skills, I am going to retaliate for my, deserved defenses. For my expertise in what I know. And you said to this person in this video, well, I'm not going to list the details, but it was negative, and you had no right to put that in another person's comments to try to create an indifference. Okay, Ed, you mentioned you do not listen to me for a reason. Yes, because you're intimidated by me for one, and you are an individual, you will do something the wrong way just so you can feel like you've done it yourself. But when it comes to Harleys and carburetors, I'm sorry. You're under the table, brother. I can mention your track record here and prove what I'm saying. And you said you did not listen to anything I said. Well, how could you have responded to one of my comments to another user under their video unless you did read my comments, you see? How could you have done so? Okay. But, okay, let's talk about your track record. You had a good, the first knowledge I had of you was approximately 2 years ago. You had a good 1990 Harley Davidson Fat Boy, a very good one. And it was mostly all original, except you had the A-finger handlebars on it. And somebody had painted the front fender a different color, I believe. But it was a good Harley. You bought 2 new cylinders for it, which it never needed. For some reason, you like to buy new cylinders for every Harley you have, when they don't even need it. Those can be bored up to 90 over. But I'm not here to educate you, only so that you'll ignore my words, okay? And I was giving advice or my thought to another man's video, but then you intervened and chose to speak negatively of me. Well, Ed, for the record, carburetors, you wouldn't have the problems you're having right now with your Electra if you would simply scroll down on my channel where I speak about Harley carburetors, CV carburetors, the Kian and Mikuni carburetors, to where I explain by detail how to adjust the fuel mixture and air mixture and what size jets to use based on your engine stroke and cubic inches. I explain the details of that, and I actually illustrate with 2 different carburetors, mainly a Mikuni, and how that these work and the adjustments on them. Okay. So that information you needed was all right there, but then because in spite of someone, and because you're intimidated and jealous of that person, you choose to ignore them and be stupid. And then you want to blame me for that, okay? Well, I'm sorry. I hope you luck, but luck doesn't seem to be following you very well, Ed, because okay, you get rid of a perfectly good 1990 Harley Fat Boy, a good one, and you know those are a collector's edition. They're very valuable to own. Okay, and for the record, my '97 Harley Fat Boy, my 2012 Harley Fat Boy, my 2002 Softail Custom. Why don't I have all the trouble you're having? Because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Okay, you get rid of this 1990 Fat Boy about a year and a half ago because you didn't like it because after you'd ride it about 20 miles, the engine would just shut off and it wouldn't start till it got cooled off. You got angry and sold it for a very cheap price. Okay, you got angry about that. Okay, that was very foolish. Okay, in turn, you go buy a 93 electra glide that somebody had stripped all the bags off of it and it was bare bones. It was missing a lot of parts. Actually, an absolute piece of junk. And you're dishonest with us. You tell us that you put a new S&S Evo engine in it, which I know that's not true. I can tell by looking at that engine. It's an OEM edition engine, Evolution. And then the trouble you had with it, you know, if it would have been new and you only rode the bike maybe, 50 miles and two head gaskets blow on it. So you change the head gaskets, and while you're at it, you pull this stunt by putting the stud bolts that go in the case and up through the cylinders for the head bolt scalp. You put them in upside down because some old man told you this, that's an alcoholic and flaps his jaws. Okay, so you blew a head gasket again. You had to take it back apart, which it'll probably blow a head gasket again the second time because you used the wrong kind of a head gasket. You never checked with a straight edge to make sure the heads are straight where they sit on the cylinders. But again, I'm going to tell you what you've done wrong. I'm not going to educate you because I'm not going to help you anymore. You wanted an enemy? I'm not going to do things to cause you harm. But I am this way. I am not your friend. You chose to be against me and to try and demean me. You are not my friend, and you can take that to the bank, brother. That's the way it is. I was there for you. Over the years, I gave you good advice that most people would have to refer to the engineer's manual to get, you know, the specifications and advice that I gave you. But, and then after you, okay, let's go back to when you got rid of the Fat Boy. You got this junk, a 93 Electra. It was just junk. A basket case somebody else did not want. You probably got it for a couple of grand or whatever. Now you constantly have trouble with that. The fishtail exhaust keeps coming loose when you would ride it, but you were too stupid to know. All you had to do was tighten the clamp on it to cause that to stop happening, or drill a hole through both of the exhausts where one slipped over the other one and put a bolt through it with two lock washers. You were too stupid to know that. So you waste a lot of money on junk you don't need, more exhaust pipes, and you buy used ones. Okay? Then you buy this 82 Harley Sportster. Okay, it didn't run too good. So you take the engine totally apart, and then you decide to take the engine out of the frame and separate the cases. And then you go and buy two new cylinders for that bike for $700 from Drag Specialties. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, that bike, you know, as you explained, you know, it was all original. It was just basically worn out. It didn't need new cylinders. That was just a bunch of ignorant waste, okay? And then you take the cases apart on it, so you just have a bare frame. Well, someone offers you some money for all this junk, and so you take some money for it, and you completely destroyed what was an original 82 Sportster by taking everything apart, and even selling the frame and the engine cases. All this waste for absolutely nothing, so you destroy that 82 Sportster no longer exists because of an imbecile as yourself. Okay, then recently you go buy a 76 Sportster. Here we go again. You've taken the engine out of the frame, repainted the frame with black Rust-Oleum in a spray can, which will not last. You know, you should have had that done right, because you don't know how to do it yourself. You're not a painter. You're not a mechanic. Okay, wasting all this money, and now all that's left of that is a frame. And you've got this dream about welding the rear swing arm to where to make it as a rigid frame to be a chopper. Okay. Boy, how intelligent. How intelligent. But then you want to badmouth me, and you didn't want to take my advice on different things and specifications I would put at your channel, because you were intimidated by me, and you would walk over my words and screw up everything. And then you're in this, you go to this Daytona. Those people do not like you, because I notice they walk away from you. Nobody knows you there. But you go to this Daytona called Tattoo something or another. You're out in this field. I don't know if you were drunk, brother, or drugged up. I don't know what was going on there. But you're like trying to dance around out in this field, and you're laughing. Like you've lost your mind or something. And I told you for your own good, you know, I made a comment to you. You know, I sent it. It was a private message to you, and I said, Ed, what's going on? Is it your brother's recent death that has gotten you in this way? Are you drinking or something? I'm like, get counseling, you know, trying to help you. Okay, you never responded to that, of course. Great. So if you choose that kind of lifestyle, go ahead if you're into self-destruction. But if a person would look at your track record just for the past 2 years, you would see a person that no matter what Harley he has, it's never going to be dependable or worthy of going 50 miles without breaking down or a catastrophe happening. But then you want to attack me, okay? You know, when I've got right at 53 years experience. 53 years experience. But anyway, so much for this. I wanted to get my point across. And if you leave any ugly comments under this video, look, there's a little button, and it's got hide this user from your channel. You click hide them from your channel, so be it. It'll be done, okay? But I feel sorry for you, brother. I feel sorry for you. Because, see, you have shut out the whole world, and when somebody is there for you, instead of learning from them or them helping you, you feel intimidated by that person. Because it makes you feel stupid for some reason. Why is that? You know, I had cataract surgery this last Monday, 4 days ago. If that doctor, that ophthalmologist, gives me information and sheets of literature, you know, with medical information, why would I try to go into competition with the ophthalmologist, or to badmouth them, or be intimidated by them, or to ignore this literature or their personal advice to me. Why would I do that? So you need to look at yourself, brother. You need to take a good look at yourself, okay? But my track record, I don't have all these costs that you have. My Fat Boy's a 97. It's got 70,000 miles on it. I don't have all these problems that you have. And I've got videos on my channel all about the different kinds of Harley carburetors. You know, the 5-speed transmissions in these are shovel head engines, Evo engines, you know, starters, you know, I'll show how to disassemble a Denso starter, how to fit the jack shaft on your shovel head in your Evolution and your twin cam, you know, with on-hand parts, you know. You cannot put me down. You cannot put me down. I feel sorry for you. Because since your ugly comment you placed under another person's video yesterday, I have received, as of this morning, 2 thank you comments for people I've helped. There you go, man. There you go. But, good luck to you, Ed. I feel sorry for you, brother. I feel sorry for you. And you always give a peace sign, peace, like that. What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, if you create peace, may God bless you, but I don't see where you're creating peace for yourself or others. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. Anyway, later, and Jesus Christ is the answer, people. But just because us believers in Jesus Christ, we believe in our Savior, don't think we're pushovers and that we don't know how to fight. Okay? Goliath came down by a rock in a boy's slingshot because of the power of God was in him. God assisted him, okay? Anyway, bye for now. Later.